And we're going to be sharing with you guys the cutting edge stuff that we've been able to help our clients with through this bootcamp. Our goal is that by the end of it, you guys are well and set on your way to be able to get clients easily and effortlessly using growth hacking.
Thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing a profession that's not necessarily easy, but super fulfilling.
Yes.
Thank you for being at whatever level you are and not giving up.
Yeah.
Because so many people start something, and when it's not working out the way they thought, they sometimes quietly find the back door.
Yeah, and I want to speak to that because I think that's where most people miss the opportunity, is when things aren't working in your business or your practice. That's the time to really get curious, and that's when you can exponentially change your growth potential.
Yep.
This is the single thing that we wish we had from the very beginning. It's what I wish I had, and it's what I wish every single coach has, and that's why we're giving it to you guys today, all free, and it's going to be insane. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first piece of growth hacking is empower. With empower, you can see this. This is how money's made. I'll let James hold it. This is how money is made. Like, there's literally a formula to making money. It's no coincidence. It doesn't happen by accident. No one's out here getting lucky. The people who are absolutely having massive impact are the people who are having massive income, because we get paid in direct proportions to the problems that we solve, right? So if you are just, solving the problem of, empathizing with someone and maybe, offering up a session, and you're just selling sessions, it's a very small problem. And so you get paid a very small amount. And the same is true for really anything. And so the degree to which you understand your dream client better than they understand themselves, if we could bring that back up, I think people are trying to take notes on that. The degree to which you understand your client better than they understand themselves is how well you're going to quickly go from being this person who's struggling to get clients to all of a sudden getting paid in full, getting people who want to work with you, and absolutely having the business that you want. It starts with yourself, being fully empowered so you can empower others, okay? We're going to get into doing the having later, but we want you guys to know that this starts with being. And when you are able to have the sleep consistency, you're able to dial your routine, you're able to have a morning routine, you're able to journal, get absolutely focused and in the right state of mind, stop being so reactionary, and actually ground yourself in your vision, the world begins to move mountains for you. And the analogy that I like to use for this is you become the cup that overflows and becomes the fountain, and the ripple effect, where a fountain just overflows from the top easily and effortlessly and just pours over to all the sides.
Being in this work for, God, now it's been like 15 years plus for each of us, we realized that there was something like fundamentally missing. And it's the thing that most people, we're so focused on the beliefs, we're so focused on the mindset, we're so focused on the thoughts and the feelings and the actions, and we're so focused on kind of like pulling back the veil to understand us, that we don't realize that the us that we're trying to understand is ultimately an illusion. And we feel like that's the biggest thing holding most people back in life in general, our clients, but also as coaches and facilitators and business owners, it's what's holding us back as well. We can only expand to the confines of our identity, how we currently see ourselves. So if you explode the identity and say, hold on, we're going to knock this thing out of the park.
Yep.
We're going to explode the walls. We're going to erase everything I think I know about myself and see who I am underneath all of that. That's where life gets exciting, because you can truly create anything we want. And we all hear we're the creators of our lives. We're powerful. We can manifest. And we hear that stuff all the time. But the question is, the theory is you can't necessarily do it past the limits of your current identity. So we've got to do the identity work first.
Yes, I'm a fitness coach. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I've really, really enjoyed it. I've helped hundreds of men and women lose weight and get into the best shape of their lives. And I love what I do. I'm really good at what I do. But here's what I'm not so good at: the business side of things. So what I'm so grateful for, what these guys have helped me do, is develop a framework, develop a new system or set of systems with new software and just kind of a new way of thinking, a new belief in myself and what I'm here to do, but really create a scalable system so that I can impact on the level that I know I'm meant to.
For the record, how many clients have you brought on the last month?
14. And it's been like a couple weeks since actually everything's been in place.
So Leon is just an absolutely incredible health fitness coach. She lives and breathes like, we were talking this morning, she's actually my roommate as well. Yeah.
This is what's called the foundation. There is you, your personal story, your strengths, your passions, your talents, your gifts. And that's you. And that's where most coaches go. But what they miss is the other part, which is the clients.
I want to invite each of you guys to tap in for a second. And just to go back 3 to 5 years ago. And just to really think about where you were in your life 3 to 5 years ago. Where were you living? How were your finances? How was your health? How was your relationships? And how was the area that you were born to help serve people in? How was that area of your life? How did you show up in that area? What were your desires? What did you have dreams around? And then what were your fears? What were the things that were like really holding you back and those like crippling things that you woke up with that pit in your stomach? And I really want you to dive into that and to like feel that, because that is honestly highly likely to be who your dream client is. And we now get to help you spread your message and bring that out to the world, because I know if you're in this work, it means so much to you and you're sick and tired of other people having to go through what you went through, and you know that you have a vehicle that helped them get to where they want to go far faster than you ever could.
And that's the game. Like, we had a friend who I was holding space for in Australia who was going through a pretty difficult breakup. And a lot was coming up for her around like jealousy and things of this nature. And I said, if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, was moving ahead of you, and that 1 year from now you would be on this same couch with your baby next to your soon-to-be husband, would you still be operating the way you are in this now moment? And it was an instant, of course not.
Yeah.
And this is where you start to create your offer. And this is what's called your mechanism. So now that you know who you're serving, your mechanism is how you're actually getting them that result. This is your process. And if you're not clear on your process, you just have like modalities, or maybe you just go in the flow, you're going to be stuck in one-on-one coaching forever.
Guys, this is really the secret to no longer trading time for money. Because a lot of you guys are probably doing 2K a month, 4K a month, 6K a month, 8K a month. And that's fine, but you're going to hit a bandwidth of maximum one-on-one clients, and you're going to be stuck in that rut forever. This is the foundation for everything. But now you create a scalable, repeatable process that allows you to start to remove yourself from your business. You can hear from Claudia in a little bit, who's been able to do that using what's called the Latin Princess method. And it's what we do with using growth hacking as our vehicle. This is our mechanism. But this is the thing where your clients have probably wanted to solve this area of their life for a while, right? They've probably wanted to go in and solve this particular thing they've been challenged with for more than 6 months, probably more than 12 months, maybe even more than 5 years, maybe even more than 10 years. And they're secretly designed for the right solution there, but they are skeptical. Like if you look at women's weight loss, how many products are out there? How many things are out there telling them they can do this, do that? Your clients are skeptical, probably like you're skeptical about how to get 6 figures, because you've probably been trying to figure this out for a while too. But the secret to helping break through the noise and to help serve your clients in a huge way and to have them buy from you is with a how solution, with the how. A signature system or a mechanism that's super unique that they haven't heard from before, that's a proven process that's going to help take them from here to here in a way they've never experienced before.
Now, to the degree to which you understand what you do, you can systemize it and you can scale it. So let me explain. Let's use the In-N-Out example. In-N-Out Burger got so good at making amazing hamburgers very quickly, and they built a whole kitchen designed to move the burgers fast, designed to make the fries effectively. They have little cutters that cut the potatoes perfectly. They have all their team trained to perfection. Everything is a well-oiled machine, and they can crank out 3 times as much food as any other fast food restaurant can, because they have superior systems, and they have superior systems because they understand what they're doing at a higher level. And this is the exact same journey that I've taken that's allowed me to get to the point I'm at now. And 80,000 students is awesome. But the thing I'm most proud of is that I have a 4.7 out of 5-star review on my paid courses. So I want to just walk through some processes that you cannot skip on this journey to becoming a coach who changes thousands of lives at scale and doesn't require to give away your time for it. The core problem that you're going to solve should light you up. It should either make you pissed that it exists, it should break your heart, or it should get you absolutely excited. Okay? And probably all three at different times. If you're here to help people with their health, you need to be absolutely passionate about body transformation and about the inner mental and emotional transformation that goes along with it. And then it's to get in and among the problem, to service and study the problem as if you were doing research, right? You ever remember, like, you know, Jane Goodall would like go out and they'd send these like National Geographic teams would go out to be with the gorillas or the chimpanzees, and they would like study their behavior, you know. Oh, today Lucy is going and eating several more bananas and they're fighting over territory. And they would make notes, they would understand what's happening. You've got to do the same thing with that client that you're here to serve.
I imagine most of you guys here are either level 1 or level 2 coaches. And most of you would be like, I would love to no longer trade time for money. I would love to have an online course. I would love to have 80,000 students like Alex. Of course you would. And you get to go through the steps. So what he's saying is all the key things that you do with your niche, identifying the core problem you solve, service and study the problem, build a signature system and process to solve the problem, and then go out there and start getting results for people. Start one-on-one, then go into a group program, and only then do you go into online course. So many people think they can go straight to online courses without doing the one-on-one work, without doing the group work. And what you heard from Alex is he was out there serving different personal development programs before this, really working with these people and actually getting it done and starting to build an audience. Because the problem is you're not going to have enough traffic to be able to sell those online courses in order for you to be able to be profitable. I know coaches, and most of you guys are visionaries. You're incredible at talking, you're incredible at inspiring, you're incredible at serving your clients. This is why you do what you do. And when it comes to details, to structure, to things like spreadsheets, you're like, oh, hell no, I don't want to be dealing with that. I want to outsource that. I want to be in my zone of genius. I want someone else to do it. All of this resistance starts to come up. And so what I'd like to invite each and every one of you guys right now is just for like 10 minutes to entertain us and to deeply fall in love with spreadsheets. Okay? Deeply fall in love with spreadsheets. Because spreadsheets can help diagnose exactly what it is you get to focus on. Okay? And it can take away all that BS that's out there and create clarity for you who's listening, who has this message you want to bring out to the world, who wants to create more income, who wants to create more impact, who wants to create more freedom and create life on your terms while having an impact. And that starts for you, my friend, right now in this spreadsheet. Okay.
And so engage, if you guys can see this, is the second phase and the second principle to growth hacking. And this is how do you build a consistent stream of dream clients online that becomes a movement. We're not here to play some small game and build a little six-figure coaching business. We're not here to just have a few one-on-one clients and have a nice lifestyle. We're absolutely here for those things. And we're here to start a movement. Engage really answers the question of, okay, great, like I'm dialed, I have my energy set, like I'm focused, I got clear on my vision, I know my 90-day game plan. I'm able to be in a space where I'm aligned with my market, I have a clear offer, I know what I'm getting them. But how do I actually go and find them? How do I actually get them on the phone? And so what we have here is what's called engage. So do you want to hold it up? So engage, while I point this out. So engage is looking at the platforms that are out there, the big three, like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and asking the question, how do I move them into a community, into an audience, into a fan base of raving fans who see that I'm the person that can support them in getting their vision. And I have money right here, and what I realize is that may or may not be triggering you. And the reason I have money right there is because I know that for every single dollar that I earn in my bank account, it's a reflection of the impact that I'm having. Because when you step into abundance, you realize that you can have both high income because you're having high impact. You get paid in direct proportion to the problems that you're solving. The reason that you're not at six figures is because you're not doing anything for anyone, no matter how much engagement you think you have. Results that are backed up by your bank account are what it means to be a world-class coach. Thank you. And so engage really is saying, okay, what's the platform? Going back to the 3 platforms, what's the platform that your dream clients are on? How do you actually grow that audience? How do you create content that inspires them to work with you? And how do you get them on the phone?
So 2019, it came out of South by Southwest, and obviously all the talk is about the micro influencer. Individuals from 20,000 to 150,000 have proven analytics the greatest impact. And what that means is that we get to, as influencers, and I don't really like using the word influencers, but for the context of this, it's our responsibility to show our tribe all of us. And something that has had me build worldwide multiple 6-figure business and worldwide impact is my ability to get raw and messy as F. And so if you are a coach who is out of integrity and you're trying to act like you got $1 million when you don't, you're trying to act like you have a perfect relationship and you don't, and you're selling relationship courses or you're selling money courses and you're not in that space yet, you're going to be left behind, because people are waking up and they can smell bullshit from a mile away. So what does that mean for us? That means that you get to learn to turn your mess into your message. You get to share vulnerably, authentically, not just when you've gone through that thing and come out on the other side and you're like, no, I've arrived and here's what I learned and here's how you can too. You get to be in it with your tribe as you're growing through it. We don't need more Jameses or Alexes or Ambers or Lexi and P's. We need like more you. And you guys know really quick, Alex was the catalyst for me doing Let Your Light Shine Live. When I was in the mastermind, Alex was like, let's freaking create this thing. And we created it in like an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think I've
won first ever Inner Circle. Fucking amazing.
First Inner Circle. And I think I've already made like 80 G's on this program. So it's a thing.
So I'd love for you to share, like, what does that journey look like? Someone lands a TED Talk in an amazing place. They've figured out what they're passionate about. They've got their title down. They're pumped up. They're ready to go. Now they have this freak out moment because like, now I actually have to deliver this thing. How do you go about doing that?
With a TEDx talk, in my experience of doing 4 of them, the ones that are going to go the furthest are the ones where you feel the most. Okay. Notice how when James gets on these calls, he's showing up at a fucking 12 out of 10, right? He's showing up massively above a 10 so that us, the audience, can show up at a 10. If we show up at a 10, audience is going to show up at an 8. We show up at an 8, they're going to show up at a 6. It's just how it works. James shows up at a 12 so that we can show up at a 10 out of 10, right? It's just what you do. You need to do that with all of your clients. You get this. You need to do the same thing with a TEDx talk. If you're talking about something that your brain has told you think is going to get the most views, you're not going to even have access to showing up at a 12 out of 10 because it's not something that is crazy passionate inside you.
For you guys, I would love for you guys to say, like, what is the #1 platform that you guys should be focused on? You should only focus on one platform. What are the types of content that you could be creating that speaks to that market? Where you're taking away all the BS off your wall, all the crap that doesn't speak to them, and you're just solely focused on creating really amazing content. Content that's vulnerable, that speaks to the emotional triggers, that speaks to that target market. So when they come across you, they feel that you understand them more than they understand themselves.
Hi! When I came to you guys, I felt a little lost on how to change the world, on how to make an impact in Mexico, on how to bring my story to the world. So when I met Alex and he told me, we're gonna build this, I was like absolutely sure that these guys were the ones that I wanted to work with. So yes, I did follow everything they did. Being in the inner circle was for me a huge experience. It was absolutely changed, starting from me, my personal growth, my change, how I envision now life, how I envision myself, how I love myself now, and how all this that I have, all this passion and energy, like they help me put it in a container that I'm now able, it gives me chills, that now I'm able to give it to the world. I have now basically 3 sold outs. After all the work that I put with them, now I can proudly say I'm humble as well, but I have 3 sold outs. I'm starting my 4th program, and I can be like, I'm super grateful, super excited, I'm super happy. Like this has been like the best process. And the best thing is I started this not even a year ago.
Because we had 755 comments on the last live, like this stuff works when you apply it to the team. And that's exactly what Claudia did. And so she had blown up her audience. And I remember we put together the Latin Princess method. We put together her program. We put together her offer, like everything to the T. And she clicked live. And that was the moment where everything changed. And I know I'm speaking a little bit for you right now, but it's
So
like,
go ahead, you're doing beautiful.
that video now has how many views?
More than 35,000 views.
I have the chills right now. Like more than 35,000 views from a live on her personal page with no ads, no bullshit. This is what true, authentic coaching, leadership, transformation looks like when it's wrapped around growth hacking. It's no BS. It's incredibly powerful. And so from that live, like people are still pouring in, like it's still out there, like running. And you've been able to build your first group program from that, which did 70K in that week of promotion. How many enrollment calls were generated from that live?
I just counted them. There are like 150 enrollment calls I had in 6 days. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
50.
I was a non-stop 150 calls of enrollment in 6 days. 6 days only.
So Claudia did 70K in the week after, like 1 week after she went live. $70,000 in a week after she went live. And from there, she was able to fill her group program. Then she filled her second one. She filled her third one, and she's already filling her fourth one. And so the final piece is enroll. So you have this amazing audience. How do you actually get them on the phone and excited to work with you, where they already know who you are? They have an idea that you can help them. They're not exactly sure if now's the right time, or maybe they don't fully understand. They just have a few questions, but they know that you can help them.
I would love to invite you to truly look at this as something that's sacred. And even if you're not that woo, really step into this and realize this isn't about you getting money from someone. This is not about someone signing up for your coaching practice. This is about you connecting and going so deep with someone that you understand them more than their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, their best friend, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their wife, their husband, their kids. You're going so deep because you're connecting in a way that no one connects with them. And the reason why this is so sacred is because you are taking a full stand for this person to change their life. And money, we'll talk about in a little bit, really is just commitment. That is all the money is.
Well, I'll start by saying that I had such a charge around asking for money. I felt so uncomfortable with it. I was working with most people for free because it felt weird to me. And it was really just a shift. Like now I love doing enrollment calls. I feel like I'm about to change someone's life. It feels this like big thing, and it's like, it gives me so much energy. And just coming, like you said, like coming from a place of actually wanting to help someone, right? Because it's a big thing, right? And if you have something that you're really excited about, and it's like, I really want to share this with the world, it's like, I feel that's just the best thing ever to do. And I was kind of lost in like following a certain script or needing it like to do it a certain way. But when I actually just like get really excited and really believe in what I offer and what I do, and like these guys also really helped me to feel confident in that and really believing me and like hold this vision for me, because I didn't have that when I started. I had this passion, but I didn't really, like, I had so many doubts about everything. Like, what should I do? How am I going to approach this? Can I even do this? Like all of this stuff that was coming up for me. And now it's like, wow, I can do what I love to do, and doing it with, just being natural, I guess. That was a big one for me, to not having to follow, like a script, but just to like come from love and come from excitement, really.
This is coaching. Enrollment is coaching. This is how you get people insane results. It starts right here. Your program is the vehicle that gets them there. But if they're not willing to get in the driver's seat and be able to even get in that vehicle, how can you expect them to get the transformation? Each time that we grow and evolve, it's just a representation of us leading by example. You can't coach something on something that you've never done. And the truth of the matter is that people want to see someone who's doing it, who's leading by example, who is crushing it. And so you can't expect yourself to just enroll a few clients and be comfortable with that, because the truth of the matter is that the number one skill of a coach is the ability to enroll themselves in their own vision. So when we're waking up and drinking super shakes that are made with like 30 different ingredients, when we're in the gym, when we're being able to also have self-care, when we're being able to do all the things that we teach our clients, it's no coincidence that people continually enroll with us. Time like coaches complaining that they can't get paid in fulls or that they can't get clients consistently. I would invite you to ask, how are you showing up and how are you sourcing that? Because you can't attract that which you aren't. If you're not in a high frequency, if you're not doing paid in fulls, if you're not investing in coaching, how could you possibly expect someone else to? It just doesn't make sense.
Number 4 is prepare for your calls with pre-call rituals. So there's 2 things to consider before you get on a call. The first thing we talked about was enrollment is a sacred conversation. So if it's sacred, you should do a pre-call ritual that brings you into that sacred state and gets you attuned to that feeling, right? So the first thing you want to do is logistics. Get any logistics taken care of. You've gone through, you know exactly who you're speaking to. You've done research on them. You've gone to Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, and you understand everything you can about them. You know that person incredibly well just by looking at their social profiles. You've got all your Zoom links set up. You know you've got their phone number in case they show up a little late. Like you've got all those things like tied up. So you've got those details down. Then once you've got the details down, then you can get out of your head and you can get into heart space. You can go from 3D to 5D. And so how do you do this? Like, what is your energy level? And then what is the energy level of the client that you're speaking with? So I just had a call with someone just before this, and she may be on here if you are. What's up? You know who you are. And my energy, as you guys can tell, gets very excited sometimes. Like, boom. Other times it's like straight up masculine. It'll vary, right? Like I'll have it. But the really key thing is to make sure that your energy levels are going to go and match that other person, and then you can shift the conversation. You can maybe be slightly above them, but you don't want to go into someone who's like very quiet, like very shy. And you're like, boom, what's up? Like you don't want to go into that conversation because it's just going to destroy any rapport. So if you feel immediately that they're quiet or you imagine they're going to be quiet, come in softer. Speak a little slower. Tap into your heart space a little bit more. Style flex. This is not being incongruent. This is just matching your energy and how you show up with theirs. And then you slowly start to rise the energy after so they can start to get raised up as you go throughout the conversation.
Speaking from the authentic self, as they have shared over and over and over, that is what enrollment is. And when you're seeking to understand someone, not seeking an agenda from your side, not seeking to see if they're a fit and seeing if they have money, when you're truly just seeking to understand someone and see them for who they are, see them as a human being and see into their world, see what their problems are. What are you going through as a human being? Can I support you? Can I serve you? When you come from that, being so congruently authentic, people feel it every single time. And when they feel that they have been understood, they are then in the position to be, listened to and heard.
Well, I've been a part of a lot of masterminds throughout the years, and I've traveled all over, and I've got to sit with some of like the hitters in the business world. And the reason why I've done now 3 programs with you guys is I'm on my 3rd program now. I'm in the scale program now, is because you guys just really, really care about your clients. And that's like, I feel like that's one of the things that is often overlooked. It's like people focus so much on the money or on this or that, but it's like, man, if you really deeply care for your clients, like you're gonna go above and beyond. You're going to hang out in person and in private and do something that's not in the program. And that's what I do for my clients a lot. Like I will do way more than what the initial program says.
Like in the inner circle alone, like you landed deals, I know, with the Mystic Misfits, as well as for your personal coaching business, but I think the total of it was around like 50K, right?
Yeah,
so
and human beings, we're designed in tribes. We're tribal creatures, man. We are meant to be in packs. And what you see now is you have a bunch of solo entrepreneurs. You have a bunch of people trying to do it on their own. Maybe they have some friends who like they talk to you, but like that friend's not going to really be on them. And they wonder why they're struggling. It's like, man, you're not on a team. You're not in a crew. You're not on a squad. And every time you guys launch another program, it's like you start off with all these people who are now your tribe. It's now your squad. And it's a lot harder to hide when you have people looking at you directly like that.
It was literally like, okay, I really need to go for this, or I'm just gonna, I don't know, live with my parents or something.
all right, this will be the last thing I asked you, just because I think it'll be really fun. But have you ever thought about what would have happened if you had said no in that moment?
Oh, I would have been working a really crappy job, living somewhere where I don't want to live, just being really unhappy. Yeah.
Now you're in San Diego and Manifest Mansion.
Yeah.
So to summarize, empower. Go out there and identify who your fuck yes ideal client is. Highly likely to be where you were 3 to 5 years ago. Then tap into yourself. Tap into your best activated ideal self. Get the morning routine down. Get rid of all the bad habits out of your life. Really step into your greatness. Get super clear on your why. If you guys aren't fully convinced that you're the best person in the world right now to help your clients get results, do what's called the 100 Reasons Why exercise. We literally write down 100 reasons why someone should work with you. Like, take note of that. 100 reasons why. Literally break that exercise down. It'll shift your life, I promise. So get super clear on a niche, super clear on you, and then create a 3 to 5 step system that will help your niche go from where they are today to where they want to go. That's the starting point of Empower. Engage is how do you now take that story of your personal story, the trends, the trauma, what you went through, and really speak to your ideal target market where they feel that you understand them more than they understand themselves. And you do that by picking one social media channel and going to live events and in person and figuring out where these people hang out. Then once they start engaging with you, then you use Messenger or email or ways to contact them directly, and you learn how to become a master of that. That allows you to book 5 to 10 calls a week. That is the magic formula to become a 6-figure coach. Once you're getting 5 to 10 calls booked a week, you get people on the phone and you become an involved machine.